Calm down. I got the video. I've got the video.
Are you stuck at home in lockdown? Yeah, I know, we all are. Don't worry, we've got you covered because it's time once again for Live at Night with Pete Ferrero, where whatever happens, happens. Here's your host, Pete Ferrero.
They must be like the life of the party. You mad?
You'd think that, hey, welcome to Live. You'd think with a couple of days off that I would have made a new intro. Nope.
That's all right. Don't worry. Hey, you were off. Exactly. That's the whole point. You're off.
I'm off. I was off. Yes, I was enjoying my Memorial Day weekend. We're waiting for Mike Carrino to join us. But as we have had in the past with guests, we roll with whatever happens. You know, I'm sure.
I have to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So now, this is a crazy
question. Go ahead.
No. This is more of a StreamYard technical question.
Oh, I love questions.
Peter, when you play your intro,
yes,
do you hear it?
I hear it. Do you hear it?
I don't hear it. I don't hear anything.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy.
It's driving me freaking nuts.
Now let me ask you a question, Mangia. Did you partake in the cocktails today for Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, we actually my father-in-law made some really nice margaritas. So we had some margaritas today. What
did he make? What did he make? I'm so curious.
Just a basic he was using the Cabo Wabo brand.
No, that I know, but what does he put? You know, I had Claire Robinson on here once, and I told her that I used the mix, and she fucking had just like wow. I mean,
he used the mix. It was good.
One quick fun Claire Robinson story. I mean, I hope if she's watching, hello, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. I took Claire Robinson after we shot this thing to a restaurant. I don't know if you ever heard of it, Applebee's, but. She
that must have been good.
She had never been to an Applebee's prior to the experience. Yeah. And but it just so happened that from where we shot at a Toys R Us in Totowa, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the closest thing for everybody to do without having the drives too far is
it's right there.
You know, pop a drink over at Applebee's. And man, I wish you could have seen her order her drink, and I wish you could have seen the woman, the waitress, bartender, you know, the mixologist making the drink. So it was some funny stuff. But anyway, yeah. So listen, man, so this is my first Memorial Day weekend in LA, Pasadena area. Let me tell you what I did. I've been a lot of things happened since lockdown for both of us. We started doing shows, which has been very fun, right? I mean, like we're interviewing a lot of people, talking to a lot of interesting guests. But then also I started cooking more. I'm constantly cooking.
That's right.
And I'm also doing a little mixology stuff. So when I said barbecue online, I'm talking about the barbecue that you're very familiar with. Listen, I think you're an expert on this topic. You've gone to the Big Apple one, you know, different cities, you know, different states. We'll jump into some of those places, but also barbecue in terms of Memorial Day, you know. So I've been just banging out tons of incredible cocktails, and it's been a lot of fun. And I'm drinking a Pacifico right now. So
I'm drinking my usual bottle of water.
No, that doesn't hurt nobody. You know,
I had a couple of cocktails. I actually what did I have today? We had the margaritas, we had Negronis, and then after dinner we had like I don't know coffee liqueur. Amaretto.
All the way in. You went all the way in. Did you ever ask me your StreamYard question? Oh, you did. Can I hear that intro?
You hear, yeah, and you can, and I can't. So that's.
But see, now I am curious about your you know
setup.
For anybody watching, Tony Mangia and I deal with, and now I'm dealing with another thing here. Hang on, real quick. Got to get the link over to somebody. Here you go. Boom. That's that. But we deal with technical glitches like you would never believe. You know, I guess everybody is learning it. And then so listen, the StreamYard people, first of all, Zoom sucked.
Yeah, big time.
Big time. So anybody using Zoom, rethink your life strategy.
Stop it.
Rethink your choices. Okay. This platform works really great, but we will run into, like right now, I see you. It's Wi-Fi. It's moving wonderfully. I've got the plug-in, the whole nine, you know. But then all of a sudden, we'll be talking. You'll see,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So shit like that happens. The other thing that's a classic, and I'm just waiting for it to happen right now. The third person, we start live, the third person comes in the room and they can't hear you, or they can't hear me, or you can't hear them.
Oh, I know. I heard that on one of the shows. Didn't somebody, who was it? It was a couple of weeks ago with Leah Cohen, right?
Yes, Leah Cohen couldn't hear somebody. Yeah, I've dealt with it every live show so far. And there he is, Chef Mike Carrino. Can you hear
Mike?
So I can't get on my computer for some reason on my phone.
That's all right. Listen, look, all three of us have got the bald look going right now. Yeah,
It's called the COVID. It's called the quarantine COVID.
exactly. It's good to have you back for Monday Night Mangia with the three of us. I mean, what else are we gonna do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We were just talking before you popped in, Mike. We were just talking about Memorial Day barbecue. Have you been drinking anything today?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty lit on sangria right now.
Yeah, we were talking. He did some margaritas. I've been doing a lot of margaritas as well. You know, I just feel like it's a fun time to. When do you have time to experiment with different drinks? And Tony Mangia, you don't mind being Secretary of State if something pops?
Yeah, I'm kind of watching everything. I don't see anything yet.
No, nobody gives a shit, right?
I don't.
They're like, it's Memorial Day. What do you want me to do, pal?
Yeah.
I don't really drink much anymore.
Is that out of your system? Is that out of your life?
No, I just don't. I don't really drink much, like a lot. I don't really drink a lot.
Well, listen, Tony Mangia, back in the day, those men who dine days, we don't talk about that very often, but we were drinking a lot.
Oh yeah, like fish.
You curved yourself since then?
Yeah, I mean, believe me, I like to drink my wine. I like I love an after dinner drink. I love what I've really been getting into now a lot more are these amati, which are like these either the digestivos or aperitivos. So they kind of either help to open your stomach before you eat, or if you have a digestivo kind of at the end of the meal, kind of, especially if you eat a big Italian meal, it helps to kind of settle the stomach. So those are the kind of drinks that I've been getting into. I guess as I get older, I become a bitter person. So I want to drink something more bitter.
Good old-fashioned Pacifico for me.
Like I said, I'm drinking water now.
Okay.
I drank a lot today. So
the point of this conversation is barbecue, right? I mean, we're going to talk Memorial Day barbecue, but then let's talk about some of these barbecue joints. Now, Mike, you offered an array of barbecue items. You know what I mean? Not necessarily barbecue per se, but you had a lot of awesome different meat dishes at your restaurant. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't really do any type of like barbecue.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because really barbecue is not like when we say we're gonna have a barbecue, that really is not. If you talk to a Southerner, they'll say that is not right. Well, you are not having a barbecue.
Here's the interesting thing about barbecue, okay, and this is something I really find to be quite amazing. Barbecue is truly the only indigenous cuisine to this country.
That's true. Yeah,
and there's a really interesting and educational history behind barbecue and how it came to be and why the flavors they are, and there's a lot of different stories about it. It really goes all the way back, to the time of slavery, and the fact that the slaves were given lesser forms, the lesser cuts of meat, the tougher cuts, the sometimes almost rancid cuts, and then they had to do whatever they could to either mask the taste or break down that material, break down that muscle in order to make it, edible. And then they were using spices and things that were their indigenous spices were in here in the countries of Africa and of the Caribbean. They didn't have those different spices of all those different countries. So they used whatever they could that was from, somewhat similar. So the cumins and the corianders and the things of that nature. And then, over time, when barbecue kind of picked up as a cuisine in its own, it is massively different across the country. And I lived down south for quite a while. I lived down in Virginia for about 5 years. And even,
wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And even down there, I realized that just in that area of like, I lived in Richmond and Virginia Beach, and then just in that area of Virginia, the Carolinas, Virginia, and Maryland, there's like 3 or 4 different styles of barbecue just in that little pocket.
Wow.
You have St. Louis style, you have Kansas City style, Texas style.
Yeah.
All over.
Memphis, the Tennessee.
Memphis, Nashville.
Yeah.
Everything's very different. So through my experiences with really good barbecue down south, there's nothing up here. I don't care.
I mean, that's true. I mean, well, listen. I mean, there's the dude in New York. What's his name?
Danny Meyer.
Well, Danny Meyer has a barbecue spot, doesn't he?
Blue Smoke.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. But what's the place that's in Jersey that's in Clifton now? That's a New York spot.
Oh, Mighty Quinn's.
Mighty Quinn's barbecue.
Yeah. Fucking terrible. It's terrible.
Have you been to the city spot? Or
I haven't been to a lot in the city, so I can't speak on that.
Well, the one in Clifton is just whatever. It's a chain. It's But what about the other one, Mangia, that we used to go to, Dinosaur Barbecue up in New York City?
There's one in North.
Starting already, Sherry Vallis. Yuck. There you go.
I was.
Ryan Thomas Brown, who played months on 90210, says Pacifico. Yes.
Yeah.
I was friends with one of the pitmasters from Dinosaur Barbecue. Unfortunately, we lost him a couple of years ago. His name was Cooter. That was his nickname. Jeffrey. Coon
You introduced me to him.
Yes, right. I think we were up at the.
He was like this. He was like one of these guys, right? And he was like, "You want to go up and see the party room?" No.
he was the nicest guy in the world. But one thing about barbecue people, they are some of the best people. They really they welcome you. There's a long story how I really got into I guess it's kind of a long story how I got into barbecue.
We got time. The network's not on us.
No, because it actually it's an interesting story. So it was 2012. I was part of the Men Who Dine, and we were in the city for an Italian event actually. And we walk outside of this. They were showing a movie that was directed by John Turturro. So we walk out of this place, and we see these rigs. I think it was East 27th Street.
Oh, the Big Apple Barbecue.
As far as the eye can see, there's barbecue rigs. So we come out, and we were all dressed in suits at the time. So we all got the suits on. So this guy comes up to us. He goes, I was wearing like a brownish tan suit. He goes, "Yo, tan suit." So he calls us over. So we're like, what the hell? What's going on here?
Oh man!
And from then on, we became family, literally family with the Ubons family. They're out of Yazoo City, Mississippi, and they are the most beautiful people that I still consider them my dear friends. Whatever this is now, 8 years later.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we lost Gary. Gary was the patriarch of the family.
Yeah.
We lost him a couple of years ago. But it's unfortunate because but one thing I was so happy about that a couple of years ago, before he passed away, I actually went to the last Big Apple Barbecue block party, and I was able to get reunited with these guys after a couple of years of not going, and just again, it's like you kind of just pick up where you left off. But they are some of the most warm, welcoming people I've ever met in my life.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this question: they didn't do the Big Apple Barbecue last year, right? What happened?
There were some things. There were some. I think they blamed the city. They blamed a person that ran for president who lost a couple of years ago. One of her offspring lived in the neighborhood, and she didn't like. The person didn't like. There being a lot of noise outside the building. Yep. So that was one of the rumors.
Clinton shut down the Big Apple Barbecue.
That was one of the rumors I heard.
Rumor and innuendo. Okay, Sherry has another question. She's still with us. What about Cubbies? They're pretty good in Hackensack. Now, listen, I want to let you know, I'm normally good with all that political talk. Somebody went on a whole rant on our 90210 thing. So I don't even like on the review page. I don't even talk about the president. It's not even.
That's why I said person that ran for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know who it
You would
is.
say,
Somebody got mad
minutes if you just
on the Beverly Hills 90210 show podcast. I said that Brandon Walsh, I mean, this is just it was a blanket comment. Brandon Walsh would be a better president than what the current administration or anyone that we can elect. It was a joke. It was just funny. Haha.
Right.
A review, a Trump fan went on a whole thing. How can Brandon Walsh be better than Trump? Okay. All right. You really crossed over to the
A
holder.
steaming pile of dog shit can be better than Trump.
Here we go. That is at Mike Carrino. Let's see. Hey, what about Cubbies? They're pretty good in hack and sack. Yeah.
I was at Cubbies once. I wasn't crazy about it, but this is going back years.
There you go.
So
No,
there you go, Sherry.
No. Hey, if you like it, I can't knock it. If you like it, God bless you.
All right.
Sorry, Sherry.
Mike?
You're so neutral, Ant.
I try to be.
Cubbies? Mike?
So about 6 years ago, when Pig was, kind of like at its peak, I started on this project to do a barbecue restaurant, a barbecue sports bar.
Oof.
And it was going to be
brilliant.
It was going to be called B3, Bourbon, Beer, and Barbecue. And we went through about 18 months of planning.
I'm opening a new restaurant in LA. It's called B3. No, just kidding.
Go for it, dude. I'll give you the whole business plan.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we went through about 18 months of planning. Went through a whole 9. We had demo permits, we had renderings, we had architect, we had everything. And at the 11th hour, the individual, the developer that we were negotiating with, who wasn't getting us the lease, I finally went over his head to the landlord and said, "Are we ever going to get this lease?" And she just said, "What lease?" That was it. This guy led us along for 18 months. Cost us $60,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, Sherry, that was a big for us.
Yeah.
She missed
that entire situation in Lackawanna Plaza. I feel so bad for anybody that ever goes in there.
Yeah.
They are just in for a world of pain with those people. But
so is that where you were going to put it?
It was going to go next to Pig and Prince.
Oh.
We were going to go to the left there of Pig and Prince was this whole bank of empty storefronts, and there's about 12,000 square feet there.
Incredible area, yeah.
It was going to be 6 different restaurants.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yep. And they just totally shit it out.
That's
but I do have this concept. So I have this concept for B3.
But I'm telling you, man, that is a money concept right now.
Yeah. And here's the cool thing is because I spent so much time down in Virginia, one of my buddies used to compete in the KC barbecue. And he taught me a lot. And his style is Chesapeake style, which isn't really that well known. But it's all really about the sauce, the barbecue sauce. And it's a very different barbecue sauce. Carolina barbecue sauce is very thin, vinegary, sugary, Do
you like that? Do you like I kind of like the Carolina.
I really enjoy all barbecue sauces when they're when I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
But my favorite, and maybe it's because I live there, maybe it's not. My favorite is definitely the Chesapeake barbecue sauce.
So what is Chesapeake? Tell me what's in.
So it's a mustard base,
right?
And it does have vinegar and there's sugar and whatnot, but there's no ketchup in it. I'm eating blueberries, by the way.
I don't mind. Welcome.
I'm a blueberry addict, so yeah, it's a mustard-based sauce, and then the rub is obviously unique, and like Texas, Texas they rub their briskets with salt,
right?
It's like salt, and pepper, good beef, Franklin barbecue. The best.
What about St. Louis? Also, St. Louis has got.
St. Louis is known for their ribs. It's also the cut of the rib. You got St. Louis style cut, you got baby back cut.
The funny thing about barbecue to me is that and I've been to a lot of the places that you're mentioning cities, and I've had barbecue in a lot of places because of what the movie that I did, The Price of Fame, traveled all over in a lot of like barbecue cities. So I'd always try to rock some barbecue when I went. But whenever someone would bring you, they always tell you that that this one is actually the best. I remember riding through St. Louis, and the guy was like, Ted's friend, Pastor Hal. Now, I know you've tried other barbecue.
Yeah.
You got to try this St. Louis. And it's the most famous, like, St. Louis spot, whatever it was. I thought it was all right.
I'll tell you what. This doesn't have to do with barbecue, but I'll tell you a quick story.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Detroit a year and a half ago. Went out there for a Jet game.
Nice.
And it was opening day for the season. The Jets were playing the Lions. And we were in the hunt for the best Detroit-style pizza, right? Mm. And same thing. It's like we asked locals, where's the best? Where's the best? We're the best. Every single one was a complete letdown until the last one. I can't remember where we were. I think we might have just been in a hotel bar, and we were just sitting there, and we were talking to somebody, and we're like, listen, it's complete letdown. And one person said, listen, I'm not going to tell you it's the best, but my favorite is so-and-so, which was called the Cloverleaf, which was conveniently out in the 9 Mile. Which is 1 mile past the 8 Mile, if you don't know where that is.
Right.
So we're like, whatever, let's give it a shot. Oh my God. Top 3 pizzas in my life.
So there you go.
Yeah. It wasn't somebody bragging about it being the best. It wasn't like lights. It was a bar in the middle of nowhere. Top 3 pizzas in my life.
That's incredible. Yeah. I mean, but the recommendation with barbecue is intense,
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
They're protective.
If you go into Nashville, and I've been to Nashville, and I've had barbecue multiple places in Nashville, you know what I mean? And that everybody says this place is the best, that's the best. If I'm being totally honest with you, what I love about Nashville, and I'm not saying I dissing the barbecue by any means, is the hot chicken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, I'd rather go to Nashville and have the hot chicken as opposed to the barbecue. But I mean, I'm not dissing the barbecue, but it's not the best barbecue I've ever had.
Because it's a different style.
Exactly. Right.
So what would you consider your favorite style of barbecue?
You talking to me or Mike?
No. Well, both of you.
Mike, well, Mike said Chesapeake.
Chesapeake.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Tony? And I'll answer the question in a second. I just needed a second to think. You want me to do this shit?
I mean, again, I think yeah, I know what you're doing.
You like the camera switching? I keep everybody one even playing field. No switching. No camera switching. Everybody.
I'm the king of the switcher. I'm the
switcher. I watched your show. Yeah. But, while I got you here real quick on this topic, when are me and Mike going to be on At the Table with Tony?
I know you got to come on this show.
What is that about? You know what I mean? Like banned for life.
we gotta keep it G. It's a G-rated show, or maybe PG.
Is it our colorful language?
Maybe a little bit. But we'll figure something out. We have to get the
You don't want Mike to say "fuck Danny Meyer." No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever I need to be at any point in time, you need me. PG.
We'll work on that. But let me tell you my favorite barbecue.
We're never getting invited, by the way.
No, you will. Well, I'll put something together. Mm-hmm. But again, I think it depends on where you are. So if you're in Texas, you think that the brisket is king in Texas,
right?
If the Carolinas, maybe more pork butt, pork shoulder. But I mean, I like I said, I personally I do love whole hog. And I think one of the best whole hogs I've ever had, there's two of the best I've ever had. We're at the Big Apple barbecue block party, and that was Sam Jones from Ayden, North Carolina, and the other one has to be Rodney Scott.
So you're Carolina, you said?
Yeah. But again, I mean, that's not to diss other places. I mean, there's Big Bob Gibson, which has been around for, I guess, 80 years.
In terms of the style, is Carolina your favorite?
I don't. Again, it depends on the day because I mean, believe me, I thought a couple of years ago I had Aaron Franklin's. He came up to the city and he did a.
I think Carolina is my favorite. That's why I'm asking you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
like I said, for me, it really just depends on what I'm in the mood for. Because believe me, there's nothing as good as a beautiful brisket that's fatty and just like melts. Like that's amazing.
Well,
just you know.
But that was my point to this guy from this Pastor Hal, who I love, if you're watching, was just like, he was like, this is the best barbecue ever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I'm really into Carolina. I've had a great barbecue in Memphis, so I like the Memphis barbecue, so mm-hmm. I already walked in saying to myself, it's not going to be that. I'm in fucking St. Louis. It's not, it's
and
not.
How was it?
It was really good. It was a great place. I'm not dissing it by any means, but it was not, my favorite style by any means, Yeah.
And also I think it's important, like, how they, I mean, the sauce, I think sauces are good. Sauces are important, but it's also, I think it's like the technique of actually barbecuing the animal, how they, the use of the smoke, how much smoke they're going to use, what kind of wood they use. So I think
you sounded like fucking, what's this guy's name from The Godfather? What are they gonna use?
Which one? Which guy? Menza? No,
the lead. The fucking, I can't think of the old.
Oh, Marlon Brando, The Godfather.
Yeah.
Vito Corleone.
Which one are they gonna use?
Which one are we gonna use?
Yeah.
What is this? Somebody said something.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna respond to it. I wish I could block it and ban it. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead. What you got, man? So we're talking. That threw us off definitely. that bizarro comment. Just okay. You know what? Here, guys, look. You don't want to see. Want to see the shit we get on this thing because you open the doors to anybody following you and whatnot. Here's jack off. Okay. I could fit a number 2 pencil in my urethra. Okay. This is the shit that he just wrote. That me and Tony Mangia crossed over. What the fuck? Get the fuck off my fucking, my chat, please. Go find a life. Anyway, it's wild. I wish Sherry would watch. My phone rang, but Jesus, autocorrect. Like I don't even know what she's talking about here. I got no.
Did you see that Jesus called her? All right, you gotta do something with that.
I don't, but you can't ban somebody. You can't block them, can you? Look, delete, block user. That's the end of that. Goodbye, pal. Goodbye. All right, so let's move forward on the barbecue discussion. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen here. Okay. Though to Manja, we were talking about dinosaur barbecue a second ago. Yeah. Was there any other New York ones that you really dig? Or New Jersey ones?
New York. I mean, I do. I mean, I do like Red, White, and Q. I think what the guys are doing there are really, commendable. How they give back to the veterans.
I haven't had that yet, so I really want to try that one.
Yeah,
that's the one in Kearney, right?
In Kearney, yeah. They used to have a bunch of locations, but they really wanted to kind of just concentrate on doing it right in one place. And so now they're only in Kearney, and it's like in a side street, like it's like really hard to find.
I think we should take a trip and try that one out.
No, definitely, I'll be down. I would definitely be down for that because like I said, I think his barbecue is really good, but I also like that that if you want to like donate to like the veterans, buy a veteran a meal. I mean, I think that they're doing some good stuff for the community as well. So I mean, like I said, I mean, kind of like what you guys are doing, even Mike. Where you guys are really cranking it out too.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of other style barbecues, right? I mean, there's other. Outside of American barbecue, right?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you talk to me a little bit about that, Manja?
Well, I could talk to one that I made today. It's called arrosticini. Now, it comes from an area of Italy called Abruzzo. So the region is Abruzzo, the Abruzzo region of Italy. And there
must be a sponsor. This whole
no.
It's got to be, right? I mean, the way you promote it, like unbelievable, like on Facebook. So this was a perfect setup. Go ahead. Yeah.
But I mean, it actually is a perfect set because it was perfect for barbecue. You know, I'm more of the Italian style guy, so
Yes.
it makes sense that I would be
You
making
would go
some
there.
kind of
Yes.
some kind of an Italian style Memorial Day dinner. So again, I made these things. They're called arrosticini, and they're pretty much. I mean, like, the easiest description are they're lamb skewers. So it's lamb meat. So in between, so it's on a skewer, and then there's a chunk of meat, then there's a piece of fat, a chunk of meat, a piece of fat, and it goes on and on and on the skewer. And all you do is you're supposed to traditionally grill them over a charcoal grill.
Mm.
So and there's these special grills. They're called fornicelles or fornicello, which is like a little grill, and it actually looks like a gutter. So it looks like you put the charcoal in this gutter, and then you lay the skewers over it. So almost like I guess it would be similar in a way to what the Japanese do of yakitori.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but that's
But-
kind of where I was going to go, right? Because isn't that barbecue in a way?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a way it is. If you talk to a Southerner, no, it's not. But
Well, they would be like, get the fuck out of here. What about you, Mike? Is there another style outside of American style?
Oh yeah. Mongolian barbecue,
Yeah.
Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue, right?
Mhm.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
A
Korean,
lot of gochujang.
Korean barbecue is incredible. I've eaten at so many great Korean barbecue restaurants, but
Yeah.
is there a favorite of your Korean barbecues?
No,
Hard to
I like
find in
hot,
Jersey,
hot
right?
pot. So I mean,
Yeah.
you go up into the Fort Lee
Yeah.
Edgewater, Cliffside Park area. I mean, you find the simplest place. I always feel you find the best place.
I agree with that. Yeah,
The
absolutely.
less flashy, the better you're gonna.
You don't need to reinvent the wheel on Korean barbecue
No.
or any of these barbecue places.
I mean, and the thing is, like, they don't call it barbecue.
right?
It's like you have Argentinian style barbecue, which
Yeah,
is called
another good one.
samuera.
Hmm.
And the way that they do their outside cooking, Brazilian, and then
Brazilian
all the other South America. Yeah, they don't call it again. Barbecue is
the
an American.
Mongolian barbecue anywhere these days.
Mongolian barbecue is really interesting. I've never actually had it like authentically.
Right. I mean, other than the little shops that opened up that were like, bullshit in like malls and stuff for a hot minute. Mongolian barbecue was a hot minute.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but Mongolian barbecue is cool again because it's just different kind of spices and it's just the different. It's just different, and that's what's really cool about it. But yeah, so
I don't know if I have the book here, but there was a guy Francis Malman. He was famous for that Argentinian style barbecue. He actually wrote a book called Seven Fires. I thought I had it here. I might have it on one of my somewhere here.
It's okay. It's okay if you don't find it.
I'll do show and tell.
Yeah, but I it's interesting, Mike. You said that you lived in that area.
Yeah, I lived in Richmond, Virginia, and Virginia Beach.
Is that Chesapeake? Is that what you were calling it?
Oh yeah.
And so you fell in love with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But have you traveled to other places around that area to find like the Carolinas? Have you ate authentically Carolina barbecue or one of those?
I've been straight from Jersey to Georgia.
Yeah. So
I've eaten my way straight through.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally have eaten every single style down the East Coast. I've had Texas style barbecue, St. Louis, Memphis, and
How do
everything
you
in
like
between.
Memphis barbecue? Manja, do you have a Memphis barbecue as you look for this book?
No, I never. I don't think I've ever. I'm not. It's crazy. I'm not a big rib fan.
Right. Okay.
I don't really like ribs that much. So
I don't
I know.
like ribs either, if I'm being totally honest with you. Yeah, I'm more of like the pork butt or those kinds of
Yeah. I mean,
whole pork. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big, like you said, I'm not really a big rib fan. I know. What is it? Kansas City is the sticky sauce. Is it sticky? And then
Kansas City.
Memphis is the dry rub, or is it the other way around?
No, Memphis.
I don't think Memphis.
I mean, it depends
because
it also depends because Texas is dry rub on the brisket, but they're mop sauce on other things.
Yeah.
So it honestly really depends on where exactly you are
in Texas or
anywhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of Texas, here's the Prophets of Smoked Meat. This is written by Daniel Vaughn. He actually did a whole journey through Texas.
And here
barbecue.
he is, Daniel Vaughn. No, I don't have him. Just Just kidding.
He would be somebody to talk to, though, Peter, about barbecue. He's definitely.
Okay, well, this is tonight. So, Daniel, if you're watching,
Memphis is a dry rub.
Mm-hmm.
A dry rub on ribs. Yeah.
how do you guys feel about dry rub?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Me too.
So I think one of Sharky's best wings is their dry rub wing.
Which one?
They have a dry rub wing, so there's no sauce on it.
I mean, I don't think I've ever had their dry rub wing. I mean, I've had all of their other ones. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll be back soon. I'll be with you. Yeah.
Have you eaten the hell?
Yeah. My buddy Tim is going to join us in a second here. Me and him both did the hell.
What? Tim, what?
We both did the hell wing, and that was whew.
Yeah, it burns going in and going out.
You know what I had? You know what I had for the first time yesterday? This is totally off topic. Banchan chicken.
Now I've heard that's banging. No, Mike. No,
I'll be honest with you. I actually like their bulgogi sliders better than the chicken.
Wow.
There is a place up in.
John's going to crying to go before he goes to bed tonight.
There's a place up on Kennedy Boulevard. It's called Chicken and Beer.
Really?
Best Korean fried chicken ever.
Where?
Because
Kennedy
all they
Boulevard
sell
in
is chicken and beer.
Kennedy Boulevard in Jersey City?
No, it's what is that right there?
West New York or
Google it.
I think it's Edgewater.
Don't you have Google?
What's it called? Beer and chicken?
Here's what it's called. Google. Google. Find it. Yeah.
Chicken and beer.
I think Monday Night Mangias is becoming one of my favorite days of the week. I mean, my Wednesday nights with 90210 are definitely my favorite, but this is a close second. So what is going on, Manja? I should zoom in on you now. Look at you. Google it.
The only thing I have for chicken and beer is a place in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know.
No. I'm not getting the switching thing right.
And then there's a place up in Fort Lee. Used to be called Faux 42. I think it's called Faux Boo now. And they have awesome bulgogi fries.
Really?
If you like bulgogi, yeah. And then there's another place I'm always singing about with Baton Ramen.
Mm-hmm.
They have this dish called buta kimchi, which is like thin sliced pork, right? Gochujang, caramelized onions, tons of scallions. I think there might be some bean sprouts in there. And then it's like, oh, dude, it's...
I have a theory in life. You know how everybody tells you to seize the day, right?
Yeah.
I do the opposite.
Yeah, carpe diem nuts.
Yeah, I do the opposite. I let the day take me. I surf the day. Okay, so if the day tells me to go eat, at Nancy Silverton's here in LA or go to Sharky's in New Jersey, that's what I do for my food anyway. One time we were in Puerto Rico and I was drinking a lot. We were on a cruise and we were drinking a lot, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm just gonna let the day take me and see where that takes me next. And that's where I found I discovered mofongo for the first time. The Puerto Rican dish mofongo.
Oh, I love that. I love mofongo.
What's happening?
Where did he go?
I don't know. We got off, but he popped his head back into there. I love that.
There you go.
There you go. Boy Meets Grill, the best television Food Network show, I think. Yeah, Low and Slow. There you go. All right, so there he is.
I'm trying to find this freaking book called Seven Fires, and I can't find it. By Francis Malman.
When you find the book, what's going to happen? Is he going to show up?
I'm just going to show you.
Look for it on Google and just give it to me, and I'll pop it in the image thing. But so we followed a man who was, I was drinking. And I started talking with him. We went and we had mofongo. It was unbelievable. Then we went and he showed us these ruins in Puerto Rico. But it was just like one of those days where I let the day take me, and it took me to a really exciting scenario. Have you guys had any scenarios like that where you were just like, I mean, you just told that story about pizza in Detroit. I think that sort of is your version of that, and I just gave mine. Tony Mangia, do you have a version of that where you?
I think that we've shared some of those versions, some of those stories. Just just kind of
tan suit, right? That
well, that's definitely one of just letting the day take you. But excuse me, I mean, I think that it's important to, I don't think that there are any coincidences in life. I think that things kind of happen for a reason.
Agreed. Yeah.
And so you just have to kind of look for the opportunities that Corona, excuse me. Excuse me. You have to just look for the opportunities that are there, and just kind of, I guess, in a way, it's a way of seizing the opportunity when it's put in front of you.
Sure, absolutely.
So, I mean, like me, if you know me, I love to go like on road trips. I love to go day tripping, and really just whatever I have a hankering for. If I want, I mean, unfortunately now with this whole
virus
BS that you can't do anything, that you're kind of just locked in your home. I still find a way around that. I still go to my local butcher shop. I still go to my places that I like to go. But again, to be honest with you, I like to go to a restaurant and sit down and enjoy the food in the restaurant.
Yes.
I mean, it's nice to take it home or eat in your car, but it's not the same thing to have that. Even if it's a place like Mike's shop, he makes the sandwich for you. I want to eat it right then. I don't want to have to go in my car and I gotta hold a bag. I gotta hold it. It becomes a pain in the ass.
Well, certain foods are definitely easier to transport. Mike's sandwiches are very easy to transport. I mean, barbecue to a degree is easy to transport, but when you're there, there's nothing better than the moment of eating it, just coming right out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, some restaurants don't translate to that takeout. Although I don't know if you guys heard this. I heard Rayo's is doing takeout, the first time ever.
That's the
really
interesting point about.
Have you ever been to Rayo's?
Never.
Me neither. How about you?
I have been there.
Wow.
I have been there. Yeah. It's something.
Let me ask you a question about that, though. Do you think that it's almost like the allure? I went to Cuba. I had an amazing time in Cuba. I'm not dissing it by any means. I thought it was incredible. But sometimes I wonder, is the allure of it being so hard to get into or go to, is that does that make it better? Hey, we got Tim joining us.
Hey,
I'm sure he won't be able to hear somebody, right?
Are you guys having technical issues?
Always. Yeah. But do you think that going to Rayo's, Mike, is it one of those allures? Now I want to just clarify. I loved going to Cuba. I loved everything I ate in Cuba. I loved smoking the cigars I smoked in Cuba. So I had an amazing time in Cuba. And I would put it on the top of my trips I've ever been to. So I don't mean to I wasn't trying to, but is it the allure of going to Rayo's? Is that a thing?
Yes. It's the allure.
That's what I've thought.
I got really, really, really banged up on really, really, really shitty liquor. And I ate a lot of food I would not eat.
I feel
it's about the atmosphere. It's about the tables being so ungodly small that you are on top of the person next to you. It's about the celebrities that have been in and out and everywhere in between. It's about
being in the club to get in.
It's about being in the club. Like the table we sat. I was invited by a friend of mine, and he said that he got the table from Pataki or something. Like it was Governor Pataki's table, because people buy the table. And
that's what I heard.
So it was some ludicrous story. How I was like, I don't care. I want to go to Rayo's.
I know we're off track on barbecue here, but with Rayo's is interesting. I read a story about a guy that was standing outside Rayo's and was just like, he just winged it and was like, I want to try to go in and get in there, And
you can actually go in and have a drink at the bar.
The owner came over to him and was like, yeah, fuck, man, just trying to get a table. He goes, oh, come on in then. Just come on in. And the owner let him sit in the whole.
Really?
Yeah, just like
the owner used to be. He was an actor.
Yeah, Frankie Pellegrino.
Yeah, he's passed away since.
Yeah.
Make believe.
And I went. Jesus, man. That has been like 8 years ago.
I did a throwdown against them.
Yeah.
Molly Flag?
Yeah, did you ever see that?
He did? I didn't know that.
He won.
But to answer your question in one word, the answer is yes.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's
Hey,
about
Tim, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to Live at Night. We've been talking barbecue, Memorial Day, so we figured we'd rock barbecue today.
Nice.
But before I ask you about what you did on your Memorial Day, Mike brought up the Hell Wing at Sharky's. What are your memories of the Hell Wing at Sharky's?
Well, I think we kind of chickened out on the hell. Didn't we go like the step below?
No, I think we did Hell.
Did we do hell?
We did.
You know what? I think we ordered regular, and then we were like, "Can we just try like one hell?" And
yes,
then
he put it out for us, and we
okay. I'm remembering now.
we crushed it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But as far as wings go, I remember it being painful, but not the most painful.
Tim has got a great story because he watches that show like we all do, probably the Wing show where they interviewed wing people.
Oh,
I forget the name of that show.
yeah, I've seen it
Blades
once.
of Glory.
Yeah.
What is the name of that show?
Well, how
Blades of Glory. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Hot Ones. Yeah. So you did the final wing sauce, right?
Oh yeah, that
What is that
to me.
Hot dab.
What's that?
The last dab. Yeah.
The last dab. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I don't know why you would want to ruin food with that, but it's definitely there if you want to ruin your food and your day and your week.
Tim told me when he did the last dab, he thought his blood was on fire.
Really?
Yeah.
It may have I don't know if it was just the right batch, but wow, that was definitely an experience. I had another one recently. I have my fiance's dad is really into hot sauce. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have taste buds at this point because he uses it like ketchup. And he gave me this hot sauce where even he's like, "This is the hottest hot sauce I've ever had." I'm like, "If you think it's hot, it's gonna be brutal." and so I took a toothpick on it and put it on like a deep dish pizza just to see like if I could handle that. And my mouth was just like salivating constantly. It was disgusting.
Where's the hottest sauce you guys have had? I know that we're off barbecue, but whatever.
Oh, it's in the vein. It's in the vein.
Let me think about that for a second.
What about you, Mangia? Have you ever had it? First off, I don't think Tony Mangia's ever had a chicken wing.
What?
Oh, I had Bonchon chicken. That's chicken wings.
No. Have you ever had chicken? Have you ever had a Sharky's chicken?
No, not from Sharky's. No,
okay, how about a Buffalo Wild hot wing?
Yeah, I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings once. It's funny. I'm not a big wing fan.
Okay. Is it the spice or is it just the wing itself?
No, just the wing. I'm not good at cleaning. I'm not
the name of this show from Monday Night Mike Carrino.
No, I like the flavor of the wings. The problem is I'm not a good I know some people they can just suck the meat right off of it. And it comes out like it's like
you don't have to do that.
Like too if you're good enough.
But I feel like I'm getting cheated if I don't eat the whole wing.
Okay.
Where's the flavor? I mean, just so these sauces sound amazing and these rubs sound amazing, but
I think the hottest sauce I've ever had was made with the buchaloki.
Me with what?
It's a pepper. It's called buchalokia.
Okay.
It's like one of the hottest. I think the Reaper, the Carolina Reaper, is now the hottest pepper in the world.
This was
for a while. This one.
Where did you have it?
I can't remember, but I remember having it, and I remember not being pleasant either time, in or out.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I had
There's always the second burn.
Second burn. I mean, the first burn makes you tear. The second one makes you cry.
Where's jacking off now? Where's jacking off now, Pete?
Oh, we had a harasser, Tim. You missed it. We had a troll pop in and write some crazy shit. And
what? You actually had someone crash?
Yeah.
We had a jack off. Yeah, he wrote some bizarre shit.
Weird.
Yeah, and now anybody who watched that thinks that I'm talking about something fucked up. You know what I mean?
Man, StreamYard security was so loosey goosey.
Oh
no! It wasn't StreamYard.
Me and Tony Mon
I didn't
don't like
pop
shooting on
in.
StreamYard at all because Zoom sucks and we love StreamYard. So StreamYard for the win. Listen, wait, I wanted to also there was a place Poor Boy maybe in Hoboken or Jersey City or something like that, and it was like a death wing, and I went all in because that's how I just rock it, and I took one fucking bite of the death wing, and that was the first time I ever needed milk and didn't know how to handle like that kind of like where I thought my blood was on fire. On fire. I mean, just so hot,
The linger is the worst part if it lingers.
I mean,
Well,
I personally,
Yeah,
I personally love spice. I love heat, but the problem is that when it just takes like it burns your taste buds, it just takes the enjoyment out of the spice.
Yeah,
it takes
I
the
love a
enjoyment.
Fresno chili because I feel like it gives you a nice like a nice bite, but it also has a nice flavor to it.
Mhm.
I mean, what's that?
Fresnos are great.
Yeah, I think that's the.
I mean, on the scale though, they're like.
Oh no, yeah.
down.
I think that they're a nice bite and they're perfect in anything. The habaneros obviously are they're intense, but I mean I can rock one of those any day of the week.
What a Scotch
So
bonnet.
I found a chart here, right?
Scoville chart.
If you send it to me,
it's a
Mike,
love
if you
chart.
text it, can you message it to me? I can pop it up on the screen.
Yeah. Let me see.
Hold on, I want to get that bottle and see where it goes on this scale. I'll be right back.
Oh boy, everybody.
Show and tell. You see, show and tell.
Well, okay. Yes. What did Sherry write here before? My phone rang, but not mom. Jesus, LOL. What? Love you, Sherry. Sherry is my first friend. Ever.
Yeah.
Yes, all the way back to Lyndhurst, New Jersey. Yeah.
Holy cow! Hi, Sherry.
I don't think she's here anymore. She left after Jackoff left.
Jacking off.
What did I do to deserve that? Right. All right.
I sent it I emailed it to you.
Okay.
I'm on my phone, so I like.
No, it's turn. Oh, there she is.
I'm all
Sherry.
messed up.
Love you too.
So yeah,
Alright.
so what the hell did I just do?
All right, I'm gonna try to grab your. All right, what do you got, Tim? We are doing some show and tell. Tim, real quick, as I pulled this chart up, what did you have today for barbecue? Watch this trick, Anthony. Watch this. Ready? Go ahead. What did you have for barbecue?
I'm scared to answer now. What, I'm gone now? No, actually, today we did our celebrating yesterday. We did a barbecue yesterday with 2 friends, so we did that.
All right, there you go.
But
I did
today
that.
we just chilled.
I did some camera switching there. I don't know if
I
you
like that. I felt like I was alone there for a second, though. Like everyone left me.
I don't know. I can't find the email. But anyway, go ahead. Like as you talk about every email that I ever had is popping up now. So that's that's what my life is like right now.
All right, so there's a couple different ones here. Obviously, everything is gonna contradict each other. So you have pure capsaicin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would be on the Scoville scale is like what is this, 15 million?
Oh my god!
All right.
But that's
So 15
Oh,
million is pure capsaicin, right? U.S. grade industrial pepper spray is between 2 and 5 million. All right. Debut Jolokia is 1 million. But I know that there are the Carolina Reaper and there's something like the something Viper pepper. They're higher. They're in the 2 million. So they're almost as powerful as pepper spray. And then so below that, then you have Red Savina, 500,000. Habaneros are anywhere between 2 to 350,000. This is all Scoville heat units. Cayenne is 30 to 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
It goes down. Serranos 8 to 20,000.
I love
Jalapenos.
Do they have sriracha and typical Tabasco on there? Where do those fall? Those
Sriracha is made from Thai bird chilies, if I'm not mistaken. Sriracha is actually. Do you know sriracha is an American product?
Yeah, it's San Francisco,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's created in San Francisco by Vietnamese immigrants. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Never knew
It is a 100% American product.
Their website is amazing. If you haven't been to it, they haven't changed it since like 1996. So it's like going back in time.
All right, here is a Scoville scale that I found in Google. Thank you, Tony Mangia. How are we? Is this the one that you guys were just looking at, or no?
It's one of them.
Tabasco.
Not the one. Carolina Reaper, right?
Yeah.
That's to be the hot.
Trinidad Scorpion. That's it.
Has anyone had a Trinidad Scorpion?
I've
No,
had
but
Scorpion.
I've had a
yeah.
Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
I've had the Carolina. You've had a Carolina Reaper? Whew.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've
Yes.
had Reaper before. That sounds.
dude.
awful.
They're
I mean,
all I'm saying is wear gloves no matter what you do.
oh yeah, because
I remember that
Well,
in one of the episodes, Tim, that we watched some time ago. The chocolate habanero was one that they were talking about a lot on that show. So I've never had that, but that seems
I
crazy.
feel like that's a scare. It sounds friendly, but it's definitely not going to be.
Listen, I mean, the ghost pepper is the most popular, I would say, right? Of this scale.
There was a challenge for a while where people were just biting into ghost peppers on YouTube. I remember that was a shtick for a little bit.
I can bite into a habanero and live and tell about it. I don't know that I can
that
bite
I
it.
can do. Ghost pepper, it's a different story.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did
Those
find
peppers are
Tabasco is 3,700, 3,750 on the Scoville scale.
Manja.
Sriracha is 2,200. Frank's Red Hot is 450. Texas Pete is 750. What are your favorite hot sauces? You guys have any particular favorite hot sauce?
Yeah, I have lots.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. What is your? I'm not going to pull that. What is yours?
Mine? I mean, I'll be honest. I do like Texas Pete's. I think that's a pretty good basic hot sauce. Sriracha's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I love
to be
sriracha. Yeah,
completely honest.
I think it's one.
Tabasco. I like Tabasco sauce. I mean, I'm kind of a basic hot sauce guy. I do like something called olio santo, which is like it means holy oil. It's pretty much just like oil and hot pepper and red chili peppers. You could put that you could put what's the Frank's Red Hot saying? You can put that shit on anything. That's pretty much what you can do with olio santo. You can put that shit on anything, everything.
What about you, Mike?
I got a few. I mean, it depends on what I'm eating.
Mm.
There's one for a straight vinegar kind of hot sauce. I like this brand. It's called Louisiana. It's just Louisiana style hot sauce.
Oh yes.
It's like a real simple label, like yellow and white. That's one of my favorites. I do like sriracha. My buddy owns a hot sauce company, and I'm not saying it because it's him. It's because they're really good. It's called Jersey Barnfire.
Huh.
I've had that. Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
It's good.
it's amazing, and his
Really?
black garlic hot sauce is incredible. Incredible.
Jersey Barnfire.
Jersey Barnfire.
Barn. And I'm also going to look up the Louisiana hot sauce as well.
Yeah,
I'm
Louisiana.
trying to get
That one you can
mine.
find.
Yeah, that's a classic
My
one.
favorite sent to me here in this situation, but we'll see. Tim, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, there's a whole brand of hot sauces that I tend to like by a company called Heartbreaking Dawns. I think
Oh yeah,
they're-
I've had that as well. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're local or not, but they
Used
tend
to
to
be.
have more of like a chunkier, almost salsa-like hot sauce, and they tend to blend all their stuff with like fruits like mangoes and like pineapple, so it kind of has a nice balance to it.
What about this? What about
What we
this
got
one?
here? Oh, that's classic.
No, I've had that before. Yeah.
A good old classic.
Yeah.
You just happen to have a bottle of hot sauce in your office.
I had it hand delivered. This one, I love this one, man. That's my go-to. My I put it on everything. Yeah. Yeah, but where did you hear about Heartbreaking Dawn?
I got into it because Tito's Burritos has it always at their places, so that's where I kind of got indoctrinated.
Interesting.
Yeah, the owner. I forgot. I worked for the guy for like a day
Really?
years ago. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah.
where I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he I think he lives out like in Arizona, Waco, Texas, something like I don't know, somewhere out there, somewhere out west now.
What is the quintessential or the classic American Memorial Day barbecue consist of? While we're here on this topic, it definitely doesn't consist of this.
Burgers, corn,
Yeah,
potato
it does.
salad.
I mean, what
Hamburgers,
hamburgers and hot
hot
dogs?
dogs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is
corn
it
on the
hot dog?
cob.
Is it hot dogs? Is it corn on the cob? Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what.
Is that what you
I
did
mean,
today?
yeah.
No,
No.
Is that what you did, Tim, today? What did you do?
We went to Wegmans and we got some interesting meats. And we got this. I can't remember what kind of steak it was, but it was really fucking good. That on the grill, so that was good.
That's probably labeled in the store. Really fucking good.
That was the exact label, and I was like, "Yeah, that's perfectly labeled."
I saw on Instagram, maybe Mike, that you were doing some ostrich today.
I did some ostrich steaks. I did some chorizo. I did some chicken thighs and chicken wings that I marinated.
How long are you marinating chicken thighs?
I mean, at least a few hours, depending on what you're marinating it in.
What was your marinade today?
I made like it was like a Greek dressing almost with artichoke. I just processed it all down.
That sounds incredible.
It's something that I put on my salad, but I was in, a rush and I got my kids, so I'm just like, let's dump this shit.
What is Memorial Day for you guys like this year, being in lockdown? I mean, are we still are you guys still in lockdown? I know we are here.
We braved it in a sense, and we went to our friend's house, which it's just the four of us.
So everybody's just in the fuck it zone now. That's what I read.
Well,
But
in Jersey, they
much.
did change the numbers from 20 to 20 or 10 to 25.
Yeah,
I heard.
you're right, Tim. Yeah.
So
Some wedding vendor was
or
like,
whatever is that.
shoot? No. It's only 25. Yeah, nobody's doing a 25-person wedding.
But that's only for outdoors, though. It's not indoors.
That's true. Indoors is still
Under 10 or nothing.
or nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, we were outside today. I had some family over. So I mean, again, I didn't hug or kiss my family, which is absolutely killing me because I'm a hugger and a kisser. But
you're not flattening the curve. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're not flattening. You're just.
I didn't hug and kiss him. So.
Well, so you've taken the approach, then, just for argument's sake, you've taken the approach. Fuck everybody. I don't care who dies at this point, right?
No. I did not say that. I did not say that. I mean, I think this is still very serious.
Yes.
But it's just that I'm going to be honest with you. I'm coming to a point now where it's becoming too much.
It's frustrating.
Just too much now. I mean,
yeah,
I understand that you don't want to open everything up because you don't want it to come back, but you have to start slowly getting this country back to some kind of normalcy. I don't know what normalcy is anymore, but you have to. I don't know.
Well, I think Mike has always kind of talked about normalcy, and on this show, right? I think you've mentioned a couple of times, like, what is the new normal? I hate that phrase too, but. It's a good question for restaurants, I think, moving forward. No,
and I don't think what we're dealing with right now is the new normal in any way, and it shouldn't be. And if it's accepted as the new normal, then we got a lot of fucking problems.
Like, I can't foresee a time, and Mike and we've talked about this, where we go back to the way it was.
I don't want it to go back to the way it was.
Yeah,
I don't want it to stay the way that it is. I want people
fair
to
enough.
take this as a real shockwave to their systems and to be like, listen, at least I'm speaking from my industry.
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of industries that just want to go back to the way. Car dealers want to go back to selling cars and whatever.
I only know one way.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But at least for my industry, I don't think anybody really wants to go back. You want to go back to an industry where 99% of the people that work in the industry just break their ass for their entire life to make nothing, get treated like shit for the entire time that they're working. I don't think anybody wants to go back to that.
I mean, that's the thing, man.
I'm hoping that this sends some sort of a shockwave through people in and out of my industry to understand what the restaurant industry and the other industries. Like think about all the artisan industries. Like barbers, hairstylists, colorists, tattoo artists, photographers. Think of all those artisan industries that are just nobody's helping them.
Nope.
At all. Nobody's helping.
Well, it's
bailing out the fucking airlines. They're bailing out, and there's no plane
comment too. about even from in terms of weddings, like Tim, I don't want to see weddings go back, and I wouldn't say that's my main industry. Like when you're talking about artists and film and all that stuff, I want to see films come back to work and all that stuff. But in terms of weddings, Tim, like I don't necessarily want to see brides melting down over the flowers looking slightly off, or or some insignificant thing. Like I think if anything, brides can learn from this scenario, like roll with
First world problems.
yeah,
I think it's going to go both ways. I think there's going to be the people that are very thankful and they're like, you know what, I'm just thankful that I have a wedding and my family's here, everyone's safe and all that stuff. However, I think there is also going to be the flip side of it where people are going to feel like they're because they got their wedding taken away from them. Now they're owed everything.
More entitled, right?
Yeah,
maybe more entitled.
So I think
there's just a bunch of lizard eggs, and we're waiting for all the Karens to fucking hatch out of them.
Right? Yeah, Christina's been using that phrase, Karens, so that must be a thing.
Karen is a thing. Yeah.
Christina Russo wants to know, what do you do with veal chops?
Eat them.
I guess that's a question for Mike Carrino.
Oh man, you can do 1,000 things with veal chops. What do you want to make? You can make veal milanese, and you can stuff them. You can make veal alla tunato. That's a real classic dish.
Specific about what you want to know. You want to know how to grill them. What do you want to know?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got a piece of veal. It's super tender. It's super lean.
I love veal.
It's super delicate. I'm not a fan of veal personally.
I'm not a fan of veal. No, just kidding.
I love veal.
No, everybody has an opinion. It's fine. I don't choose to work with it that often. But it's I would treat it like an incredibly delicate piece of pork.
Nice.
Be gentle with it. Treat it like a lady.
I was at Pepe's Meat Market in Garfield the other day, and I
saw that. I want to go there with you because that place looks awesome, dude.
It's like he doesn't give a shit about anything. He's like old school.
That. Yeah, I can see.
And
that.
he walked out of the walk-in with he had a whole leg of veal on his shoulder. He's like throws it onto the block, and he just starts. He was making veal cuts from it, veal cutlets from it.
Yeah.
Also, whatever. He was just the guy is like, and he put together this beautiful roast beef he made for me. It's beautiful. And the one thing that I you get roast beef at the supermarket, it's okay, but what he did I don't know what he did. I mean, I'm sure it's just a regular piece of. He what?
I saw your picture. He barded it. He wrapped it in fat and then he tied it. It's called barding.
I've never. Like I said, you'll go to the supermarket. You don't see that. I've never seen that ever.
Because they're not real butchers. That's a lost art.
Yeah.
Those guys run machines and throw shit on styrofoam
but
trays.
Now, maybe so you can explain it to me. So what? It's just pieces of fat that are.
So the method of barding is when you take it, because what it looks like he gave you was it looked like he either gave you an eye round.
Yeah, I think that's what he said it was.
So you like that? See what I did there? So so what you do is you wrap because an eye round is incredibly lean. Okay, an eye round comes from the round. You have the inside round, the top round, the bottom round, and the eye round. Those are all the cuts that are come off the leg and the hind, which is the hind quarter. So there's not a lot of fat on there, and they're incredibly worked muscles. So what he does is he wrapped it in fat. It looked like caul fat, or maybe it was beef fat.
It was like it looked like slice. It looked like provolone cheese. Like when you that's what it looked like. Just slices of cheese.
Yeah. Did he say it was beef, or did he say it was pork?
He didn't say. I'm sure he's not telling his.
So caul fat is the fat sac that surrounds the innards and holds things where they're supposed to be, and every animal has it. So it's great for wrapping things, and it's great for the barding technique. So I saw that picture. I'm like, man, I haven't seen somebody do something like that in a long time.
Yeah, I was like, because I didn't know what he was doing. Like I thought he was putting cheese on. I'm like, wait, what the hell are you doing here? But then I tell you, Mike, when we cooked it, it was juicy. It was.
Right. So the whole point of that process is that when it cooks that fat, that's fat. It's called it's like an adipose fat. So what it does, it melts, right? And it's going to melt into that meat.
Oh, it was phenomenal. It really was. And my wife made it, so I have to give her the credit. I didn't make it. My wife made it, and she did an amazing job. I hope she's watching.
Oh, me too. We need one more. No. Tim shared this, Mike. Tim, is this share worthy? Can I use? I just asked.
Oh, I mean, I had that one. I'm not sure if that gave you the right. I have one on deck as well. If I can mind it.
Let's see. Hang on. Well,
so can I share screen or you want to use yours?
I prefer to use my screen, but I want to ask Mike about this. What am I sharing with him? Let's see.
Hold on. What? Or this is the wrong clip.
That's the wrong clip. Yeah,
this is the wrong.
I know what it is though.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Here, let me see. Can I just share my screen? It'll be a lot easier.
I don't know how to share the screen here, so I can't share it. Just send it to me.
I go share screen.
Right.
Sharing screen.
Boom. That's my show.
All right. Do you see clip?
Oh, hold on. Wait, maybe I do. Wait, hang on.
You have to add to the stream, Peter.
Yes, found it.
There we go.
Okay, go ahead. Hit play.
All right. So yeah.
Oof. Jumbo, huh? Look at
We're
that
not
guy.
hearing any audio.
Okay.
Wow. I forget about this, Mike. I forgot that you are a killer on Chopped, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, I'm going to pull that from the screen. But hey, man, what are your memories of that? Oh, Tim's got a story first. Go ahead.
Oh, I had a question. I wanted to see. Obviously, this is a while ago. Have your thoughts on salmon changed since that episode?
Wow.
No, I hate
Tim came prepared with a question. No, that's not. No.
My single thing on this planet I do not like, Tim, is salmon. I hate it. I absolutely despise it.
Still, to this day.
Still. The only salmon I will eat is if I make my own smoked salmon, and I'll only taste it. I won't sit there and be like, "Oh, this is great. Let me have a bagel." No, I'll have one slice, and I'll be like, "Okay,
not so bad." Yeah, right.
Not so bad.
You're not going out your week.
A long time ago. What's your experience with Chopped? What is your memories of that? Now that it's been shared, I know this is the barbecue show, but
yeah. Meh. TV. I got a face for radio, you know.
I thought you did great on that, man. Yeah.
You know, here's the deal. I filmed that 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, I filmed that 12 years ago. That came out in 2009.
Yeah,
is when it aired, but I filmed it in 2008, and that was when Top Chef was at its height.
Yeah,
right. And at the time, I was working with somebody, and he's like, "Yo, there's this new show," and we went through. Oh, it's a half-hour show, and it's 4 chefs, and I'm like, oh, so this is kind of like a bite off of Top Chef,
totally.
you know. And I'm like, whatever. And they're doing pilot episodes now, and they're going to do a full season. So I said, all right, whatever. And you're like, well, if you win, you get $10,000. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. So I went in to do the interview. It was on a Friday at 4:00. And like I'm running my restaurant, Passionate at the time.
Yes,
and that was a small restaurant. I needed to be in my kitchen. So I said, all right, whatever. So we went to the city, and I'm like, I only have 3 minutes. I got to get the hell out of here. So we go into the city, and I'm waiting I'm fully in my complete chef gear because it's like when you get back in the car, back to Jersey.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sitting, I'm waiting 5, 10, 15, like 20 minutes goes by. And they finally call me in. I walk in, I sit down, I'm like, well, you made me wait for 20 minutes, so you have 10 now. And they're looking at me like, what?
Who the fuck is this?
I was like, I gotta go back to work. I'm like, I'm not fucking kidding either. I'm like, you better start firing questions at me because I gotta go. So, we had a short conversation. We had some laughs, and I look at my watch, and I'm like, I gotta go. And they're like, no, wait. I'm like, no, I gotta go now. And they're like, one more question. They asked me one more question. I forgot what it was. I told them, and then I left. And I got on, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it very seriously.
Did you prep? Did you do any preparation? Any sort of I'm gonna figure out these 4 ingredients or anything like that? Or is it impossible to prep for something like that?
Well, it was brand new. No one knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
the show had never been
the
seen
basket
before.
thing, right?
I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
So I did not get drunk the night before. I went to Long Island City, Queens, at 5 a.m, and I was there until 1 a.m.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a 20-hour day.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the biggest gap in between
mine
them?
was I think mine was the last episode in that season to air, but it was only the 4th episode that they filmed.
Interesting. Who was his judges? Who were your judges?
Amanda Freitag, Scott Conan, and Aaron Sanchez.
Oh, it's the classic. You got the classic 3. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all of which later in life I had some sort of crossing with again.
Nice.
In all good ways.
Yeah.
I know that's for another
Yeah,
day,
for another thing.
Yeah. But, I went back a second time for like Chop Champion, and they never air it because I was so sick, and they pissed me off so bad that I knew the way that it worked, and I didn't give them anything to work with. Like I kept looking up at the box. I kept talking to people. It was, it was so bad, dude.
So you sabotaged it?
I sabotaged
That's
it. Totally.
awesome.
They never aired the second one. Like they aired it the one time. They aired it the one time.
Okay.
They repeat that, Tim. That episode they repeated every Thanksgiving because the main ingredient was turkey.
Yeah.
So it's like every year it comes back up. And every year right around the holidays in Pig and Prince, we used to have a TV in the kitchen. They all knew that it was coming on, and they would like search it, and then they would put it on, and they would be like, "Oh, look, he makes us watch it while it's da-da-da-da."
Yeah. Did you ever put the item that you won with on the menu?
No, hell no, hell no. I'm gonna be totally honest. I've only seen that episode 3 times. When it first aired, once with my son, and once with my daughter. That's it.
Wow.
I don't even like watching myself. I'm so awkward. I'm twitchy because I got Tourette's. I'm like a big goober,
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
Well, Tim watched it, so there you go. Right,
Yeah.
Tim?
It was hard to find because like you go back on like Hulu for that show, you can only go back to like season 4 because there's been so many goddamn seasons. So I had to pay $5 to watch the episode.
Well, where did you find it?
I had to pay $5 to watch it too.
So where did you inevitably find it if someone's looking for it,
I
Tim?
think it's on if you go through like a YouTube on demand or something like, or even like Amazon.
Let me ask my Ted Gabriel.
I have to tell you, I think
Where did we find
Food
Chop that
Network
time?
app.
Did we buy that on Amazon Prime?
I don't mean to plug them, but if you
When we
plug
watch
it out
Chop,
in the Food Network app, the Food Network app has all the old
where
shows.
did we get?
You-
I don't know. We bought it. We have it saved somewhere.
Yeah,
I think we
he's-
bought it.
Yeah, I think
Was
it's
it on YouTube?
Food Network app. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for the second episode we had to watch it on YouTube because because there was a gap between the first time you were there and the second time, right?
Yeah. Second time was terrible. I was so sick. I was like, it was bad.
Did you ever do the Beat Bobby Flay or any of those other ones, or was that what you just chopped done?
No. After Chopped, I then got through with the help of Arian. I got an interview with Top Chef, and I got accepted to go, and then they found out I was on Chopped, and they're like no, and it was a blessing in disguise because you know what? I'm not built for television, man. That's not me, man. Like chain me to a stove. Let me grind it out. So like, it's not.
I think you would have done amazing on Top Chef.
Yeah, we are.
I think I would have been character type.
Well, I think. Listen, man. I think now maybe it would be even more interesting to do Top Chef now as opposed to earlier. Maybe now would even be a better time. Maybe you would come at it with a different experience.
Seniors edition.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not a fan of competition cooking. Like,
Right. That's not
unless
what
unless it's for a good cause, unless
Yeah,
unless we're raising money for something. Like
Yeah.
when I was involved in the St. Joseph's Children's Hospital, we used to do this thing, cooking for kids, every year, and we'd have a big gala, and we did it for 10 years until the wheels fell off. But in the latter years, we used to do this little cook-off, and it was always me and Arian and Ryan and this my friend Anton Testino, and it was an inevitability that every year I would lose. Like, that's just the way it went. But we never took it. It was for the kids,
right.
and it was to raise money, but I never took it seriously, and that's okay because that's fun, But when these people got right after the first season, they got way too serious.
Yeah.
Way too serious.
It's interesting.
You are way too serious about this stuff.
Elizabeth Faulkner, who you like and she
Yes.
always told me, that when she ever went into one of those, she took your approach, that she just she just never took it too serious.
Yeah,
and I've
it's
heard her
fun.
say that
You gotta make it fun.
Yeah.
I think
All
it's
right,
with anything in life, man. If you take life too seriously. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we kind of rocked the barbecue conversation. Tim will be back with me tomorrow night as we're talking more records. It's become records therapy. So music therapy is tomorrow night, and then 90210 on Wednesday. And I have nothing for Thursday. I'm going to keep it. I'm keeping it that way. And then I'm back on Friday with more 90210. Tony Mangia, it's always nice to do Monday Night Mangia. What do you think we want? What do you want to do? Since we named it after you, what do you want to do for next Monday Night Mangia?
I know we talked about burgers. We kind of.
I would love to do burgers.
Yeah, we should. Burgers would be a good topic.
Yeah, diners.
Jersey diners. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. All right. So we'll
those are some good ideas
we can throw together. Yeah.
Yes.
Tacos.
I think that's the winner. All right.
I gotta get Bobby Flay on that one.
Definitely. All right, guys. It was great having you all here tonight. And see you next week on Monday Night Manja. And more things.
Cheers.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Ciao for now.
Peace out.